I don't think it's completely unreasonable if we say that this conflict continues until the end of the month, that we will be testing levels of 150 or above. I mean, the Qatari energy minister had mentioned earlier that 150 is very possible. The Iranians even suggested $200. With this huge outage in supply, it's just a matter of time where prices really catch up with the fundamentals here, and we just see how bad things are. Already a UN report suggests that we're going to see 45 million people face acute hunger because of this conflict. Supply chains are being disrupted. Here, containers coming to the region, we have freight premiums of $4,000 or to $5,000 per container. So this is something that affects not just the region, but it's going to have global ramifications. And I think, the U.S. obviously is keeping a very close eye on that oil price. And when the messaging and when the tools run out to contain that, I think that's when maybe we'll see a de-escalation. But during war, Dan, as you know, that there is no timeline, really. And it's not up to just one party here to say that this is going to be the end of the conflict or this is the end date of the conflict. There are many moving parts to this.
It's a fair point. And in terms of the policy response as well, Amina, we've already seen the IEA and the US moving ahead with what is the largest coordinated release of barrels in history. We're also hearing more from the OPEC Plus producers as well about how they're attempting to navigate this situation as well. And of course, for OPEC Plus, this was already a very fragile market, right? Analysts were talking about an oversupply issue. Of course, OPEC still very confident on the outlook for demand. But to tap into your area of expertise, how do you think OPEC Plus is going to respond to this new reality in the oil market now?
Well, you're getting all the major producers here in the region have their production impacted very deeply, and we're no longer in a situation where we can even say the word glut. We're in the opposite. This is a supply shock, and this supply shock, if extended over time, might lead to demand destruction. So for OPEC Plus, and depending on when this conflict ends, I think it's a priority for them to restore their production levels. I think we can just forget about voluntary cuts and all of that. We're in a completely different situation. So obviously the group will need to get together and talk about this new policy looking forward to restore supply back into the market and restore their own production. And I just want to note that, Dan, that there is a lot of talk as well, because Iran is a member of OPEC Plus, and the group has faced situations where you did have war between members. We had Iran and Iraq, we had Iraq and Kuwait. So historically, we did have conflict between members. And I see the group still surviving despite how things look now and the level of tension and so on. I still see the group surviving through this despite Iran being a member, and you have all the GCC being targeted on a daily basis.